The poem I am about to read was written by Sir John Betjeman, who was not only a Knight of the Realm, but also a Poet Laureate of the United Kingdom. In my view, probably the best Poet Laureate we've ever had. Though in my teenage years, I didn't necessarily think that. I sort of overlooked and misunderstood Betjeman. And in my early 20s, a friend of mine and fellow poet played me some old LPs he had of Betjeman reading his poems to music. And if you can find those anywhere, listen to them because they're awesome. They're amazing. And I had this image of Betjeman in my head because I knew he was a laureate. I sort of thought that he would be very establishment. I didn't think he was at all rock and roll or anything like that. So he didn't appeal to my pretentious kind of teenage self. But what my friend said is, he said, no, like, get over the voice and the sort of Anaraki, almost Mr. Beanish kind of image you have, and listen to the words. These poems are not the words of a train spotterish, Mr. Beanish geek at all. They're actually the words of a very, very passionate man, and the poems are often weirdly sexy, and he's absolutely right. And I went back and read Betjeman and sort of changed my whole view on him. And this was one of the poems that really persuaded me. Actually, there's a funny story I should mention about Betjeman. I don't know how true this is, but it's one of those stories where I really want it to be true. It ought to be true. Apparently, when Betjeman was on his deathbed, somebody said to him, is there anything you regret? And Betjeman famously said, "Yes, sex. I should have had more of it." And I like to think those were his kind of final words, and then he kind of croaked off and died. We can only hope that what little sex he did get, he enjoyed very much. The muse of this poem, Miss Joan Hunter Dunn, was apparently a real lady that he knew and admired greatly, but there's no evidence at all that he got any sex with her. So no wonder he had those regrets towards the end of his life. I love this poem for a bunch of reasons. I go back to the normal things that I always like in poems. I like great rhyme, great rhythm, great meter. Particularly appropriate for this poem, and it's sort of like when I read the Thomas Hardy poem "Timing Her." This has got a similar thing to it. They're both poems about young men who are sort of experiencing that kind of giddy infatuation and anticipation, sort of lovely anxiety of early love, and the rhyme and the rhythm and the meter kind of gallop ahead in that sort of quickening of the heartbeat way, which is very appropriate to the subject matter. The other reason I love it is it perfectly captures, to my mind, it perfectly captures the atmosphere of kind of British summertime in the home counties. British summertime in the deep south of England, and it's got wonderful references to the smells and things. Look at how many references to light there are in a poem. It's a luminous poem. Constantly talks about the tone of the light at sunset and stuff like that. Anyway, enough already. I'm going to go ahead and read it. This poem is called Subaltern's Love Song by Sir John Betjeman. Miss J. Hunter Dunn, Miss J. Hunter Dunn, furnished and burnished by Aldershot's sun. What strenuous singles we played after tea, we in a tournament, you against me. Love 30, love 40, oh weakness of joy, the speed of a swallow, the grace of a boy, with carelessness gaily you won. I am weak from your loveliness, Joan Hunter Dunn. Miss Joan Hunter Dunn, Miss Joan Hunter Dunn, how mad I am, sad I am, glad that you won. The warm-handled racket is back in its press, but my shock-headed victor, she loves me no less. Her father's euonymus shines as we walk and swing past a summer house buried in talk and cool the veranda that welcomes us in. To the 6 o'clock news and a lime juice and gin. The scent of the conifers, sound of the bath, the view from my bedroom of moss-dappled path as I struggle with double-end evening tie. for we dance at the golf club, my Victor and I. On the floor of her bedroom lie blazers and shorts, and the cream-coloured walls are betrophied with sports, and the westering, questioning, settles the sun on your low-leaded window, Miss Joan Hunter Dunn. The hillman is waiting, the lights in the hall, the pictures of Egypt are bright on the wall. My sweet, I am standing beside the oak stair, and there, on the landing, the light on your hair. By roads not adopted, by woodlanded ways, she drove to the club in a late summer haze into 9 o'clock Camberley, heavy with bells and the mushroomy, pine-woody, evergreen smells. Miss Joan Hunter Dunn, Miss Joan Hunter Dunn, I can hear from the car park the dance has begun. Oh, full Surrey twilight, importunate band, oh, strongly adorable tennis girl's hand. Around us are rovers, and Austin's afar. Above us, the intimate roof of the car, and here on my right is the girl of my choice, with the tilt of her nose, and the chime of her voice, and the scent of her wrap, and the words never said, and the ominous, ominous dancing ahead. We sat in the car park till 20 to 1, and now I'm engaged to Miss Joan Hunter Dunn.